What if the very engine of our economy is just running on fumes? And what if the real solution isn't just about recycling a bit more, but about completely rewiring the entire system from the top down? Well, that's the big, provocative idea we're diving into today, drawn from the book, The Circular State. That quote really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? We're living in this time of incredible technological marvels, with more wealth than ever before. And yet, there's this creeping sense of unease, a feeling that the very system that got us here is about to buckle. That tension is exactly what we're going to unravel in this explainer. So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to pick apart the flaws in our current take-make-waste economy. Then we'll introduce this idea of the circular economy as a whole new way of governing. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of the government's toolkit, think money and laws, and finally, we'll get real about the political challenges of making such a huge shift happen.
Okay, so let's get right to the root of the problem. The core argument here is that our modern economy, despite how strong it looks on the surface, is fundamentally unstable. Its very foundations, as the book puts it, are built on sand.
Our current system actually has a name. It's called the throughput economy, and it's basically a one-way street. We take resources from the planet, we make products, and then we throw them away. This relentless, straight-line flow from resource to garbage dump is the central issue. And the environmental cost of this one-way street is, well, it's impossible to ignore. We're burning through natural resources at a terrifying speed, and the planet just can't absorb all the waste we're creating. It's like we've been running up a massive credit card with Mother Nature, and the bill is finally coming due. But you know, the environmental damage is really just the tip of the iceberg. The source material calls this a fiscal illusion, all the hidden costs that never show up on a spreadsheet. We're talking about your tax dollars going to clean up environmental disasters, the soaring healthcare costs from pollution-related sicknesses. These are like invisible subsidies propping up a fragile system. And then you have the human cost. This endless cycle of buy it, use it, toss it is often fueled by planned obsolescence. You know that feeling when your phone seems designed to break right after the warranty is up? That's it. It creates this culture where we're never satisfied, and it devalues skilled jobs like repair, all while pushing manufacturing wages down and making inequality worse. So, okay, we've laid out a pretty big problem, a system that's bad for the planet, economically shaky, and socially unfair. The obvious question then is, what's the alternative? How do we possibly build something better? This is where the whole idea pivots. The proposed solution is a radical rethinking of what government's role should be. It's about seeing the circular economy not just as some small environmental policy, but as a brand new framework for statecraft, a complete overhaul of economic management.
Yeah, this slide really gets to the heart of the shift. In the old model, the state is reactive. It's basically the cleanup crew, dealing with the messes the linear economy leaves behind. The circular state, on the other hand, is proactive. It's not a janitor, it's an architect. It strategically designs an economy where waste and pollution aren't problems to be fixed later, they're engineered out from the very beginning.
So that sounds great, but how does a government actually do this? Well, the first big lever is money. By using taxes and financial incentives in a smart, strategic way, the state can literally rewrite the rules of the economic game. Let's look at this fiscal toolkit. By taxing raw, virgin materials, you suddenly make using recycled stuff a lot cheaper and more appealing. You could slash taxes on repair services, so fixing your appliance becomes a no-brainer compared to buying a new one. Or you could make landfill taxes so high that companies have a massive incentive not to create waste in the first place. It's all about using the tax code to steer the economy in a much healthier direction.
But taxes are only half the battle. The state has another incredibly powerful tool, the law itself. It can actually pass rules and set new standards that reshape how products are designed, made, and sold. I mean, you can literally write a better economy into law. Imagine a rule that mandates your washing machine has to have a minimum 10-year lifespan, or a law that says all new packaging must contain a certain percentage of recycled material. And then there's the real game changer, the right to repair. See, the right to repair isn't just a catchy slogan, it's a set of concrete principles. It means companies have to make spare parts available. It means repair manuals and diagnostic tools have to be accessible to everyone. And crucially, it means banning companies from using software to block you from fixing the stuff you own. This is a direct assault on that whole planned obsolescence business model. Okay, but let's be realistic. A change this massive isn't just about writing a few new policies. This is a political fight. There will be real winners and real losers, and it's going to have major consequences for jobs and industries all over the economy.
This transition is bound to cause some disruption. Industries built on that linear model, we're talking everything from fast fashion to single-use plastics to mining, they're going to face some serious headwinds. But here's the thing. For every loser, there's a winner. This would mean a boom for the repair, refurbishment, and remanufacturing sectors. Imagine a surge in demand for innovators in material science and a rebirth of local economies with shorter, more resilient supply chains. The key political challenge is managing this transition fairly so that everyone can be a part of the new system.
So when you boil it all down, this is really about a fundamental redefinition of the state's role in our economy. It's a shift away from being a passive resource manager to becoming an active system optimizer, sort of like a conductor for a complex orchestra, trying to create a society that's more resilient, regenerative, and equitable.
And all of this brings us to one final, huge question. If we actually pull this off, if we manage to build an economy that isn't built on endless consumption, what does growth even mean anymore? What are we even aiming for? That is the fundamental question at the very heart of the circular state.